Hey guys, I could not sleep on time because I kept watching the Bitcoin chart and I really had to make this video. And I'm sorry that my voice is quite low because my girlfriend is sleeping in the other room. I don't want to disturb her. She has a work day tomorrow at 5 a.m. She works pretty hard, by the way. And I'm pretty sure the reason why I'm actually doing this because I'm pretty sure that most of you are concerned about whether you should hold Bitcoin right now, specifically when the price briefly fell below $60,000 today. So is it the right time to really hold Bitcoin, or should you just dump it and buy it later when the price falls further? So is there a possibility that the Bitcoin price can crash further? So in this video, I'm going to discuss that, which is why this is going to be a very brief and short video. I'm sure I am assuming that most of you know already that why Bitcoin price is falling. I don't need to get into that, but to those who do not know that, just briefly I'll tell you. There are two reasons mainly. The first reason is the rising tension between Israel and Iran. They started a war against each other, which is going to escalate further. And because of that, the global demand for haven assets have increased, such as the US dollar. So US dollar and Bitcoin, they have a negative correlation. So most of the time, if you look at the weekly charts, you will find that they have a negative correlation. Because of why, if a dollar price is going up, we see the Bitcoin price is going down. So basically, it's mainly because of that. The second reason, and that is also one of the best reasons I could find, is that Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, the chairman of Federal Reserve, yesterday he said that their first rate cut might not come until November 2024. This is a very huge contrast in compared to their earlier estimates that they will introduce the first interest rate cut in June. I remember that last month CME Fed futures data was predicting more than 50% probability of the first rate cut. Because of why, I mean, many risk assets actually boomed. That included the stock market altogether. But Bitcoin and them, they just fell together on like today. When the New York market opened, there was a big crash in the US stock market and Bitcoin could not hold itself behind and they also fell. This is actually why we are looking at this depressive momentum right now. But I'll just explain you now that whether you should be buying Bitcoin or whether you should be just holding it for a while, or you should be just selling it, getting out of the market. So let's begin with that right away. So guys, you can see the Bitcoin US dollar daily chart, and I'm going to actually share two technical analysis with you right now. The first angle is this, which is very bearish for me. This is the upper trend line of the current consolidation trend and the lower trend line. So you can see that so far this support line was holding quite well. Price was falling, bouncing, going to the upper, retreating, bouncing again here. But as of late, the price actually broke below this particular support all at the same time. If you look at this red line, this is also a very crucial support. It's called 50-day EMA, exponential moving average. And these two were holding price pretty well. So far, they were actually limiting the downside prospect a lot, but now we are actually down below it, right? One thing you have to know that when the price was breaking below this particular support level, the trading volume was pretty stabilized. People were actually supporting this move. See, the price actually increased. So I am looking at this thing as a bull pennant reversal. This is actually a symmetrical triangle because in shorter time frame we call it bull pennant. Sometimes bull pennant, which are otherwise bullish continuation pattern. I mean, generally this could have been a breakout like this. If we were talking in some other time, we could go there and just drag it down here. The price could have reached about $100,000 as everybody was anticipating, but that did not happen. Instead, what we got is a breakdown. So this thing is looking very invalidated right now. So what I'm really looking right now is the price can actually fall, because now I'm treating it as first of all I'll see the symmetrical triangle angle. So the first target is here. I mean, you can see that it's near $50,000, which is also close to this 200 day exponential moving average. And this particular line has also served as support earlier in the time. Like this in February, it was actually acting as support. So there is a huge chance right now that the Bitcoin price can fall toward $50,000 in the next leg. I'm going to remove it, but if I particularly talk about the pennant angle, so I have to see this, because when a pennant breakout happens, the price rises by as much as the length of the previous downtrend, and the same applies in case of a downtrend. So in this scenario, we're looking at the price falling toward $43,000. So this is also quite a scary scenario. It's a more, let's just say, fundamentally bearish scenario, fundamentalist bearish scenario. But it's also actually occurring around this line, this consolidation phase. So we have this historical price level that is now acting as the downside target of a potential bearish reversal, happening. So this is actually scary. But I would say that you can bet for now that price can fall to this blue line, blue wave, which is also near $50,000, which also is a symmetrical triangle breakdown target, as much as it's discussed. So the second downside prospect, I'm just going to remove this. Oh, why did I do that? Just a moment. I'll put this resistant trend line here again. But this time we will treat the support as horizontal one. As you can see, because we are actually getting quite a buying demand near $60,000, sorry. I live in Armenia, so dram came to my tongue. Happens a lot. But yeah, coming back here, we are seeing that bulls are actually trying to guard this level a lot, and which kind of like increases the potential of price bouncing from here and retesting this upper trend line. This actually makes it a descending triangle pattern basically. So if we are any lucky, because even the Bitcoin halving is arriving, so might be the sentiment will be quite bullish in the near term. I'm not saying long term, because as I explained earlier, the fundamentals that were supporting Bitcoin rally so far, they are actually diminishing with the escalating Middle Eastern conflict and the Federal Reserve's hawkish policies. So in near term, in April particularly, I can expect the price can actually bounce from here, touch this line, maybe get to this $68,000 to $70,000 if there is a bounce. So you have to wait for a bounce for a further confirmation. Before that, I would not say that you open a long position. Wait for a bounce here, see if there is enough volume here. If you see any big volume rise coinciding with a rebound, then I think there's a good chance that we'll first test this 50 EMA, which would be at near $64,500. And once that is done, then we can bet that the price can rise towards $70,000. But like I said, this is a fundamentally bearish market. Any fall below this support trend line, if there is anything below that, then I would say that please stay away from opening any long position. In that case, we are looking, the next price target would be, the same thing I told you earlier, this 200 day EMA, which is near again $50,000. So there are two technical indicators now giving us a $50,000 price target. But if there is a bounce towards $70,000, if something changes fundamentally, in case the escalation ends, look for the positive signs to really decide if you want to stay bullish on Bitcoin. I would say read the fundamental news. That's very important. If you sense anything good coming out of the Middle Eastern thing, if there is a de-escalation between Iran and Israel, then that's a good sign of people getting back to riskier assets like Bitcoin. But if it does not happen, then of course we are looking at this blue line near $50,000 as the next target. Nonetheless, a descending trend line during an uptrend, a descending triangle during an uptrend is still a bullish continuation pattern. whose price target are measured like this. You take this measurement of the previous uptrend, and if you notice any breakout of this ascending triangles, for example, if price goes to $70,000 and it breaks up above this entire range, then the price can actually rise toward 100,000 very easily, because then that's going to be the descending triangles upside target altogether. So yeah, this is how you're looking at it. So you have to look for signals, you have to read news channels. I mean, just go and read all the fundamental that is driving this thing lower. If you see any reversal in sentiment, if Jerome Powell wakes up one day and says that, yeah, I'm going to cut rates, then yes, that's a good time to reaccumulate Bitcoin. But even if price is going down, if you have cash flow with you, if you have extra cash from your earlier profits, I would say yes, buy the dips, because halving is here, and you know all that after each halving the price actually goes up because of the classic supply demand dynamics. Bitcoin's long-term potential is overall bullish. It's getting mainstream. Its ETFs are now in 2 big countries, spot ETFs in US and Hong Kong. And we are anticipating that more Wall Street firms, more mainstream institutional firms will keep investing in the token at it just when it gains legitimacy in every government out there. So yes, stay bullish long term, but for now, watch out.